Hello dear, welcome to our area and welcome to our first class on the law of tort. If you are just joining us, do not forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell and also that like button. Thank you. The law of tort. The law of tort provides for pecuniary compensation for injuries to persons and property recoverable by the process of law. Swayed by the notion of security, it correlates wrongful act to the harm which it causes and exhibits different scale of evaluation at different levels. For some kind of harm call for liability independent of one's fault, while other kind create liability only for intentional or negligent wrongdoing. Ordinarily, it tries to shift the loss from the victim to the person who inflicted it on him or her, but at times it looks to a third party to shoulder that liability, like social insurance for wrongs which are inevitable incidents of modern social living like accidents on roads and industrial establishments. As a special branch of law, tort has been defined variously by different writers, by varying their emphasis upon its constituent elements. Winfield put the notion of duty in the forefront when he said that tortious liability arises out of breach of duty, primarily fixed by the law. This duty is towards persons generally, and its breach is registrable by an action for unliquidated damages. Salmon gives preference to the idea of wrong and defines tort as a civil wrong for which the remedy is a common law action for unliquidated damages, and which is not exclusively the breach of contract or breach of trust or other equitable obligations. All the definitions more or less emphasizes three elements. 1. Act or omission in violation of law. By so saying, it means some actions you do can be violating the law, and some action you refuse to do can also be violating the law, so far as those actions are fixed by some law. 2. Legal injury or legal damages. By so saying, those actions you did or didn't do, which are fixed by law, led to damages to someone else's property or injury of some kind. 3. Legal remedy by way of unliquidated damages. You see, tort differs from crime, as it is redressed by compensation and damages, and not by punishment or fine, though the same wrong may be a tort as well as a crime concurrently. Tort differs from breach of contract also, as the rights and duties arises in cases of contract from the agreements and are enforceable against the parties concerned. Breach of contract may be redressed by liquidated damages. Tort, on the other hand, arises from the duty imposed on persons in general and is redressable by a suit for unliquidated damages. Tort as a common law wrong is different from the wrong of breach of trust, which is breach of an obligation recognized in equity. In the law of tort, motive and malice plays a minor role. If the act does not inflict legal injury, it will not give rise to tortious liability, even though it is accompanied by malice or improper motive. However, in some torts, malice is a necessary ingredient. This brings us to the end of the course introduction, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Do tag along, do subscribe, do hit that like button, do share with your friends or your students, and until we meet again in my next video. Thank you.